Another week here on the David 3000 Network, and I'm your host, Jason Icanio, welcoming you to another edition of DMS 3000 News. It is episode number 130 on this March 4th, 2024. Happy Monday to all of you. And of course, I'm Jason Icanio, the host of the show, welcoming you to another week here. And boy, oh boy, what a weekend for a matter of speaking. We're in March right now, and the third month of the year, 2 months down, 9 months to go to Christmas time once again. And only 3 more months to our second season of DMS 3000 News. That means that tomorrow, at this time, 3 months from now, on the 5th of June, that week will be our anniversary week, and we hope that you will join us for that. The big week here to celebrate a lot going on. But right now we've got some business to do here because we have 3 important articles, plus a lot of other great stuff to cover too. So let's take a look at it. Today we're going to be looking at stuff that deals with the workforce, the workplace, and a lot of other great stuff that pertains to Monday. You know, today's Monday. It's the beginning of the week, and why not, right? So I think we've covered this article before, but we'll do it again here. What is monotasking and why it's better for you than multitasking? You know, if you've got so much to do in the day, but you're overwhelmed and you feel like you need to just look at everything from a different perspective, let's try monotasking and see if that works a lot better. And then this is the profession people trust the most. Are you one of those professionals that people trust the most in the job that you're in? Wait till you hear the interesting story about this one. And since today is Monday, here are 10 things you should always do on a Monday. You know, why not, right? I mean, what would you think that normally you would do on a Monday that you wouldn't normally have not done any other day of the week? I know for me, it's usually going out to eat with my mom or weighing myself in, which, speaking of which, I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Plus, we've got the headlines, sports, and other important information. News of the weirdest today as well. What day is today? And of course, our motivation of the day to end the program as well. We hope you enjoyed all of last month's programming for Black History Month. This month is supposed to be Women's History Month, and we're going to try to see if we can find up an article that deals with the daily historic events of the women of today, of this month. So stay tuned for that later on towards the end of the program. And of course, you know, new episodes of Chillin' 3000 Hangouts with David St. Dennis every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Most of the time, David will be on and he'll tell us what's going on as to who is going to be his guest for that particular show. We hope you'll stay tuned for that as well. But of course, every Wednesday night here at 9 o'clock, myself and the Tier Masters, we're back once again for another edition of the NES games, continuing with the J's. That's right, we're in with the J games, and you wait till you see where we're going with some of these J games in the next couple of situations here as we grade and critique all of the NES games. According to my statistician, we are officially let's see, we covered 250 games in the last, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months, I guess, something like that. So Brandon Bogart has become our official statistician on that. We also have VGN Tier Master Gianni Pizzi, Scott McVeigh, who talks a lot about older classic retro games, and of course Mark Leota as well. So all 3 of them doing fantastic, all 4 of them. And they'll be with me, of course, at 9 o'clock this Wednesday night for another edition of Wipe Those Tears. Now, let's go ahead and get on with the headlines here. And this, of course, are the headlines for today, March 4th, 2024. A unanimous Supreme Court restores Trump to the Colorado ballot. The decision came only weeks after the justices heard oral arguments in the politically sensitive case that put the high court in the middle of the 2024 presidential election. And it's a big win for Trump. So unanimously 9-0 is what we're looking at. Supreme Court favored Trump. He's on the ballot. So too bad, Colorado. Too bad Maine and too bad Illinois. You have to put them on the ballot. You can't take them off. The FAA audit faults Boeing for multiple instances of quality control shortcomings. The findings, part of a 6-week audit by the FAA, singled out both Boeing and Spirit Aerosystems in the wake of January's in-flight door plug blowout on an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 jet. Photos, U.S. and Jordan conduct airdrop into Gaza as ceasefire talks continue. The death toll in Gaza reached 30,000 this past week as airstrikes continued, and the U.S. conducted its first aid drop while Israel continues to consider a proposed ceasefire deal. Kamala Harris called for a ceasefire in Gaza. Here's what we know about the talks. Harris was due to meet Monday with a top official in Israel's war cabinet. She is calling for a ceasefire to facilitate an exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners and detainees. Okay. The war in Gaza and center of violence are taking a toll on mental health in the West Bank. A mobile medical clinic offering mental health care has sought to help Palestinians dealing with war-related anxiety, especially vulnerable communities such as Bedouin tribes. Wow. Capturing Yosemite's gorgeous and elusive natural firefall. Photographer Evan Russell and fine artist James McGrew set out to capture an elusive natural phenomenon, but as they discovered, nature can be fickle. Getting off fossil fuels is hard, but this city is doing it building by building. Ithaca, New York wants to eliminate greenhouse gases by 2030, 20 years faster than the rest of the country. But even in this liberal city, meeting climate targets is harder than expected. Super Tuesday is tomorrow. Here's what to expect. Voters in 16 states and 1 territory will make their voices heard Tuesday in the biggest primary election day of the 2024 cycle. Find out who is voting and what's at stake. Oh, and by the way, too, if you live in Florida like me, early voting starts this Saturday coming up, goes for a week, and the primary ends on the 17th. So if you would like to early vote and get your vote out for whoever it is, it's for the Republican Party, good luck, because you can go out there and vote in person, which I'm going to do. You can go on the 17th and vote on the day of for primary day. France makes history by enshrining abortion rights in its constitution. French lawmakers passed a bill to enshrine the right to an abortion in the Constitution, a historic event move prompted by concerns over the rollback of abortion laws in the U.S. Trader Joe's recalls its chicken soup dumplings for possibly having marker plastics. The company recalled more than 60,000 pounds of the soup. Customers who received an impacted product should throw them out or return them to a Trader Joe's location for a full refund. U of Florida acts as DEI office under GOP law. GOP law aimed at ridding similar programs. The University of Florida is eliminating its chief diversity officer position, scrapping the program's staff jobs because of a new law passed last year that was pushed by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Nikki Haley wins D.C.'s Republican primary and gets her first victory of 2024, but it's too little too late. Haley's victory at least briefly halts Donald Trump's sweep of the GOP voting contest, although the former president is likely to pick up several hundred more delegates this week. Here are North Dakota's 2024 Republican caucus results. North Dakota Republicans hold their presidential caucus on Monday, the day before Super Tuesday. Former President Donald Trump and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley are on the ballot. And the liftoff. 4 people are on their way to the space station on NASA's Crew 8 mission. 3 NASA astronauts and a Russian cosmonaut will spend about 6 months on the International Space Station conducting experiments and research. They'll relieve 4 people of the Crew 7 mission. And NPR puzzle master Will Shortz says he is recovering from a stroke. Shortz, who has been absent from NPR's Sunday Puzzle in recent weeks, announced that his absence was due to a stroke in early February. Caitlin Clark passes Pete Maravich to set the all-time NCAA scoring record. Another game, another record for the Iowa superstar. Clark will end her college career with the record for most points by a Division I player, men's or women's. Germany investigates the possible Russian eavesdropping of a military conference call. German officers were reportedly talking about sending weapons to Ukraine and a potential strike by Ukrainian forces on a bridge in Crimea. The German chancellor called the incident very serious. Haley, as a holdout, could still be more than a speed bump for Trump. History shows that when the major party nominees for president have not cleared the field of notable challengers before summer, they tend to lose in the fall. Wow. And finally, destruction from the war with Israel has cut Gaza off from the outside world. Spotty internet and cell services, blackouts, and the destruction of infrastructure in Gaza during Israel's war with Hamas have hampered aid and medical services and keeping in touch with the loved ones. And there you have it, folks. Today's headlines for Monday, March 4th, 2024. All right. Normally we go to sports, and we will, but let me give you the matchups for tonight's games. In the NBA, we have matchups tonight. You probably saw the scores from over the weekend. Don't have enough time to go over the whole weekend, so let's give you the matchups that are going on tonight. We've got tip-offs, Grizzlies and the Nets at 7:30, Clippers at the Bucks at 8 o'clock, Trailblazers at the Timberwolves at 8, Wizards at the Jazz at 9, Bulls at the Kings at 10, and the Thunder will take on the Lakers at 10:30. Let's go to the NHL and get going on that, the scores. All right, we had some finals last night, so let's take a look at those real quick. It was the Coyotes over the Capitals 5-2. Kings beat the Devils 5-1. Jets over the Sabres 5-2. It was the Wild over the Sharks 4-3. Canucks over the Ducks. That rhymes. Canucks Ducks 2-1. Canucks beat them, and the Oilers beat the Panthers 6-1. Face off tonight: Panthers and the Rangers at 7. Bruins at the Maple Leafs 7 o'clock. Golden Knights at the Blue Jackets. The Blues at the Flyers at 7:30. Blackhawks take on the Avalanche at 9. And the Kraken will take on the Flames at 9:30. Let's go to the Major League Baseball. And speaking of Major League Baseball, I'd like to let you know that I will be hosting Friday nights starting with the regular season after the first week, because all the teams take off most of the time. I will be doing most of the Mets games on Friday nights, play-by-play, like Brian Snow does his play-by-play. I will be doing it on StreamYard. If the Mets are not in town or not playing an Eastern time game at around 7 or 7:30, then you will see me taking the play-by-play from the Baltimore Orioles. Who's ever in town at that time is who I'm going to cover. So most of the time, if the Mets are at home, that's who you're pretty much going to be getting the play-by-play from myself. I'm going to try it and see how it happens. So please do tune in with and join me for a night of baseball every Friday night from 7 to 10. I hope you will enjoy the play-by-play and, sit back and relax, because David's got the MLB package, and we should be able to give you those scores as we go about. All right? Speaking of which, in the MLB right now, in the spring training, which is going on, the Nationals beat the Cardinals 1-0 was the final today. Twins over the Braves 4-3. Bottom of the 8th, the Tigers 2, Red Sox 1. Pirates beat the Rays 7-3. It was the Twins over the Orioles 7-2. Blue Jays over the Phillies 5-2. Bottom of the 4th right now, the Angels and the Rangers are tied at 1 apiece. Athletics 4, Reds 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. In the bottom of the 3rd, White Sox over the Diamondbacks 3-1. Bottom of the 3rd, Padres 1, Cubs 0. Bottom of the 3rd again, Giants 2, Rockies 1. And tonight's game has the Yankees and the Marlins. 6:40 is the first pitch. All right, that is a look at sports. Now for your very important information that I love to give to you on this Monday. You know me. I'm pretty much full of information here. Well, we're only now about 27 days, folks, to Easter Sunday. We're only about 13 days to St. Patrick's Day. And a lot going on in this month of March. So there should be some really good stuff, some great articles, which you'll see along the weeks coming up, leading up to St. Patrick's Day, and of course, our Easter week celebration, which will be all of the week of Easter Sunday. So that should be fun as well, too. Let me tell you about how I'm doing on Weight Watchers. Okay, I weighed myself today, and as you know, was at 29 pounds lost the week before, so I waited for this week, and now officially I can say I lost another pound, and at 14 weeks going into this week, which is week 15, I am officially at 304 pounds. I have lost a total of 30 pounds in 14 weeks, folks. That's right. And with your support, thank you very much for it. Continued accountability. And like I said, if you got any suggestions as to how I can, keep on going, I appreciate it. I probably won't take all your suggestions, but I'd love to hear from you. So drop a line in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. One thing I've also noticed, too, about the comments on any of the situations, not just on the StreamYards during the live programs, is a lot of you guys who are dedicated to the David 3000 Network seem to not comment a lot. I don't know why that is. Now, I'm not sure if David is allowing comments or he's turned the comments off, but I've always seen that the comments have never get turned off. So I don't know if it's something that you're worried about, a troll or somebody who might zap your comment or report the comment. Rest assured, if you comment on the David 3000 Network on any of the videos at any given time, note this: your comment is always protected. Of course, if you're the one doing the trouble and you start trouble and making trouble for everybody else, your comments are definitely going to be removed and we can have you reported. So don't make trouble. And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. That's pretty much what I'm going to be expressing to you. But we'd love to hear you on your feedback. So, a comment, a compliment, a suggestion, anything to kind of make the transition really help. I'm all for open to suggestions, of course, but I appreciate the feedback. If I've gotten any feedback, which I don't very get often feedback from all of you. So I'd like to start hearing from all of you if you've got the time. Great. And I noticed we have 3 listeners, 3 watchers right now. Thank you for tuning in. I know this program is at a kind of a time when either people have college or school or getting off of work or starting something up in the afternoon or having dinner. Whatever the case, we hope that you will watch the program when we're not live, because the program always is there for archived episodes. And if you'd like to follow along with us and watch the 129 episodes that you didn't watch before and this is your first time tuning in, we welcome you to the DMS 3000 News program. Okay, so with that, it's 4:18, and when we come back, we'll look at News of the Weird, definitely, and what day is today. All of this and more on DMS 3000 News when we come back right after this.
We can always depend on the Kaminskis to count us.
Oh, boy, do I love this Serta mattress.
Oh no, they got a Serta too?
Oh, I like this.
Hey,
Serta.
I know that voice.
So nice, so comfortable, so... Oh.
Traitor. Hey, you comfortable now?
You'll feel the difference the moment you lie down. Serta, we make the world's best mattress.
TGI Friday's famous sizzling entrees that you know and love, like chicken, shrimp, and cheese, just got even hotter. With new delicious tastes like whiskey flat iron steak and the tastiest sizzling street noodles. Hurry in. Now starting at only $10. We bring the sizzle like no other. New sizzling entrees starting at $10. TGI Fridays, the home of endless apps. Endless apps every night, 9 p.m. to close.
Hello, this is Jay with some Dorito storage suggestions for all you parents. Look, right now you're probably hiding that extra bag of Cool Ranch Doritos someplace real original, like behind the refrigerator or above the fondue pot. Look, the trick is to hide Doritos tortilla chips someplace kids never go, like near the lawnmower, behind a book, or in the back of any album recorded before 1964. So parents, think these things out and crunch all you want. We'll make more. Parents out of the room? Good. Okay, kids, here's the deal. Look, when you're looking for an extra bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, remember, lawnmower, book, or any album recorded before 64. So go where you've never gone before and crunch all you want. We'll make more.
I am the Burger King.
Love this place.
Dinner. It's a whole new thing, and it's happening at Burger King. Yeah, come in. I order the dinner basket thing. I want the dinner basket with the chicken. I go and get my own drink. Come here. I can give you popcorn just to chill with. I got the popcorn. Right now it's time for table service. I am excited. Burger King, dinner basket, table service. 30 only one. Working up the appetite outside of BK. I'm thinking about the chicken or the shrimp, the steak or the Whopper, baked potato or the fries, slaw or the salad. You decide. Chicken, steak, Whopper, shrimp. So then they bring your food out from 4 to 8, and they wait on you. All right, what do you think about this whole concept, man? Table service. They bring it right out to you to serve you. Very good. And he's dipping it in. Very good. It's good, isn't it? It's your way, right away.
I love this place.
Flex.
Carvel ice cream. Carvel ice cream. We make fresh ice cream every day at Carvel. America's freshest ice cream every way at Carvel. Fresh Carvel ice cream.
One other important information I would like to give to you is tonight on Discord, we're going to be filming the next 3 episodes of Tic Tac Dough with our contestants, as Scott McVeigh is going to take on the challengers who are going to be facing them. And then next week after that, we wrap up season number 2 of Tic Tac Dough with 2 more episodes, and that'll wrap it up. Now, also too, that's premiering every Monday on the program, on the channel lineup, is The Joker's Wild, which is already up there for the season 2 premiere episode at 12 noon. Wheel of Fortune is there at 12:30. Tomorrow, Blockbusters season 3 starts its thing. It's going up there as well. So season 3 of Blockbusters tomorrow, 12 noon. Should be fun. All the game shows are pretty much now going to be broadcasted. So after 2 weeks after that, I go on a little bit of a mini vacation. But there's always something to do when you work for the network, and give or take, that's usually what happens. Okay, it's time now to go for News of the Weird. Yes, by the editors at Andrews McMeel Syndication for uexpress.com. And today's lead story is Expectations Unmanaged. Yes, and you probably heard this news story. We went through this over on Saturdays with McVeigh and Jay, but if you didn't tune into that program, well, it was a fantastic first show. We really had a great time, and one of the things about that variety show, I'll tell you towards the end of the program. Anyways, here's the lead story. At an event billed as Willie's Chocolate Experience on February 24th in Glasgow, Scotland, children and parents were so underwhelmed that police were called. The New York Times reported the event, which promised Willy Wonka-themed chocolate fountains, performances by Oompa Loompas, and optical marvels, well, it turned out to offer just a few jelly beans in a nearly empty warehouse. Stuart Sinclair, who paid about $44 per ticket to bring his kids to the show, said it amounted to maybe 20 chairs, a couple of tables, and a half-inflated bouncy castle. Jenny Fogarty, who was hired to play an Oompa Loompa, said she was given a 15-page script the night before and that the wigs were very cheap. The organizer canceled the event on Saturday afternoon. It was unclear who had called the police. The event organizer, House of Illuminati, said ticket purchases would be refunded. At least they're doing that. Nice, because they really screwed that up big time. February 19th, neighbors in an apartment building in Wejherowo, Poland, became alarmed as a 19-year-old man tried to lead a full-grown horse up the stairs to his third-floor home. Radio Dansk reported. Police were called to the building and determined that the mare, worth about $3,800, had been stolen. She was returned to the owner, and the horse thief was charged with theft. He faces 5 years in prison. Why is it that these guys are always living on the third floors of apartment buildings and they have to do this stuff? I don't understand. Well, details have recently emerged about an incident in Willow Springs, Missouri in November. The Springfield News Leader reported the Howell County Sheriff's Office had investigated after a man in his 60s who was a paraplegic lost his feet while brush hogging. It was a poorly executed plan, said Lieutenant Torrey Thompson. He said it was clear almost immediately that the accident had been staged. The cuts were very clean, the feet were nowhere to be found, and tourniquets had been applied to both legs. Allegedly, the victim had help from a man from Florida who cut off the feet with a hatchet to help him commit insurance fraud. However, since the unnamed man never filed a claim and he was so severely injured, the sheriff's office declined to charge him. And the missing feet? Well, a couple of days later, we got a call that a relative found them in a bucket obscured by tires, so we went and got them, Thompson said. Mystery solved. On February 13th, as a Delta flight soared from Amsterdam to Detroit, maggots began falling from an overhead compartment onto passengers below. The Guardian reported that Philip Schultz, who was on the flight, said attendants traced the source to a bag stowed above and found a rotten fish wrapped in newspaper. They removed the offending item, and the pilot announced that the plane would be returning to Amsterdam. Apologizing, Delta said the passengers were placed on another flight and the plane was removed from service for cleaning. Passengers were also given 8,000 air miles, hotel room compensation, and a $30 meal ticket. But who's hungry, right? Not after they smelled fish. Sri Lankan Airlines was forced to ground one of its Airbus A330 planes for 3 days after a rat was spotted on the aircraft. My God, we went from dead fish to rats. United Press International reported on February 27th, the rodent was seen during a flight from Lahore, Pakistan to Colombo, Sri Lanka. Workers sprayed the plane with poison, and technicians checked wiring for damage done by chewing. But again, there could also be rat feces and other things that the rats do. You need to go in there and just pretty much gut the plane out. And you might have missed the first ever Florida Man Games in St. Augustine on February 24th, but it's never too early to plan for next year. United Press International reported that hundreds of people paid $55 each for a ticket to watch Floridians compete in a mullet contest and a Florida sumo event where competitors tried to spill each other's beers. Other events included a pork butt eating contest, a race that simulated stealing a bike, and an evading arrest obstacle course. One winning team walked away with the $5,000 grand prize. And we understand that Florida is weird, said Pete Melfi, organizer of the event, but we embrace it. Florida is not weird. Where do you get this idea? We're not weird. We're just different, okay? Let's see. 30-year-old Brandy Gotch of Peoria, Arizona, told police that her children were being bullied by other kids, and she had reported it to the school and law enforcement, but nothing happened. Figures. So on February 27th, she took matters into her own hands. CBS 5 TV reported, with her 4 children in her Silverado, Gotch drove to a local park where she allegedly approached a group of kids and started yelling at them. Police said Gotch grabbed a 14-year-old by the hair and yanked his head back and forth as she yelled at him, then grabbed a stick from her truck and chased him, yelling, "I'm going to kill you and run you over." Well, she then jumped back into her truck and drove it toward the group of kids, running over a girl's ankle in the process, although she told police she didn't think she hit the girl. Yeah, right. You wouldn't know. You're in a truck. I hope I didn't. Well, her own children told the police they were bouncing all over the truck during her jaunt through the park. Gotch was charged with 6 counts of endangerment, 4 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. Wow. Well, good luck getting a job there, Gotch, because now with the criminal record, if you're found guilty, your chances of getting a job are slim to none. Legend says that if the 7 ravens who protect the Tower of London, 6 plus 1 spare, as decreed by King Charles II, ever leave the landmark, the tower will crumble and the kingdom of England will fall. So it's no surprise that the tower has a Raven Master, and 56-year-old Michael Barney Chandler has just been installed in the job, the Associated Press reported. Chandler is a former Royal Marine who said, "We don't know if the prophecy is true or not because we've never let the number drop below 6, and it's not going to happen while I'm here." As the 6th holder of the post, Chandler will be in charge of 4 other beefeaters who look after the Ravens. You never know what they're going to do, he said. They're totally different personality-wise. His favorite is Poppy, who hops up to him to accept a treat of a dead mouse now and again. Spoiler alert, the bird's feathers are trimmed so they can't fly away. Ha ha. In Rye, New Hampshire, Lillian Eden celebrated her 25th birthday, although she is 100 years old. "I feel 25 until I start trying to walk," Eden said, according to WMUR TV. "I can't believe I lived at this age. I really can't." She was feted with lunch and cupcakes. Wow. A brother and sister who were both born on Leap Day 4 years apart are getting to celebrate the unusual birthday for the first time. Omri Demchak, 8, and his sister Scout, 4, celebrated with more than 50 people at the coffee shop their parents own in Brooklyn. Now, most years, the families celebrate Omri's birthday on February 28th and Scout's on March 1st. Mom, Lindsay Demchak, said neither of the Leap kids was due on the special day. "It was truly serendipitous," she told the New York Post. And finally, issue 12 of France's La Bougie du Sapeur, or the Sapper's Candle, has hit the newsstands, the BBC reported. I remember reading about this, which is kind of a big deal because it is printed only on February 29th every 4 years. The first edition was in 1980. Editor Jean de Ende said the 20-page tabloid is put out by a few pals. We meet in a bar and toss around ideas over drinks. We have a lot of fun, and if the reader does too, that's the icing on the cake. It has a print run of 200,000, costs about €5, and is not available online. Well, there you have it, friends. And if you have a subscription to that specific magazine or that paper, the newsstands, you might realize that you ain't getting your next copy for another 4 years or in 2028, whichever comes first. All right, 4:30 right now is our time. Let's go to what holiday is today before we take our next break. And I'll pull that up. And let's see what we have. What holiday is today? I thought that was pretty interesting considering. Okay. Any food ones here? Let's take a look. I care more about the food. The food is interesting because Holy Day Experiment, International GM Day. Looks like there is nothing. Oh, there we go. Here's a good one. How are you when it comes to pound cake? Well, today is National Pound Cake Day. Yes. Now, this day is observed every annually on March 4th to celebrate the long history of pound cakes and encourage everyone to put their baking hats on and make them for their loved ones. Pound cakes refer to the type of cake traditionally made with 1 pound each of 4 ingredients: butter, eggs, flour, and sugar. That's 1 pound of cake per ingredient. It typically makes a much larger cake than most families could consume. So on National Pound Cake Day, cake lovers around the world are encouraged to celebrate, bake, and eat pound cakes with the people they care about. Wow. So every year, Americans and cake lovers around the world observe Pound Cake Day, one of the world's most versatile cakes. The day is celebrated by bakers and cake lovers alike in a tradition that has lasted over a decade. Excuse me. In the U.S., pound cake is enjoyed by millions of people who add slight variations of ingredients to the traditional recipe, including vanilla or almond flavoring. Pound cakes are sometimes served with fresh fruit juice or flavored ice cream, and for the most part, it's sweet, moist, and dense, but light taste is eaten plain. The pound cake appears to have originated first in Europe in the 18th century, where it is believed that the first recipe to ever call for a pound's weight of each of the ingredients for making a cake was first seen. And although the traditional ingredients of pound cake are well known, There are several variations available that are more often made in today's America. Each has its distinctive style and recipe and includes the addition of several flavoring agents like vanilla, almond, orange, or lemon extract. Baking soda or baking powder is incorporated to induce leavening during baking to make a less dense pound cake. The cooking oil can also be substituted for butter to produce moisture, but some bakers believe it won't add any difference to the taste than margarine, which is usually at least 50% cheaper. Here's your timeline. Starts in 1683, where frosting is introduced. Go to 1796, it first appears in a cookbook, to 1843, where baking powder is invented. And finally, in 2018, a song is released in its honor. The song titled Pound Cake by Bill Perkins is one of several songs to be released in honor of the cake. Wow. So, here are your activities for today. What better way to celebrate this yummy dessert than by making it? It is easy and comes with the benefit of a delicious dessert. There's no reason not to bake one for yourself. It only takes 1 pound of each of butter, sugar, and flour, topped off by a half a dozen eggs. To begin, cream the butter, sugar, and eggs one at a time, mixing well with each addition. Add the flour, baking soda, and flavoring, and continue to mix it for 10 minutes before pouring the batter in a prepared pan and heating at 350 for 15 to 20 minutes. Wow. And another way to celebrate National Pound Cake Day is to host a pound cake bake-off with friends. You can set the rules as strict or as loose as everyone likes, and select a judge or two to vote for the winner. To see how creative your group is, have everyone use the same recipe and see who in your group adds that extra touch of creativity to their cake. And help others get involved. Share recipes and tantalizing pictures of your own pound cake to inspire them to bake one as a way to celebrate National Pound Cake Day. Oh, don't forget to also use the hashtags here as well. 5 things you didn't know about pound cakes. Pancakes. It's called panque in Mexico, and the recipe is very similar to the U.S. version. It is called quatre quarts and uses 4/4 of the same 4 ingredients without any kind of fruit. The Schwertkuchen, wow, is a German recipe that is very similar to pound cake. And according to Beth Tartan, a culinary researcher at the University of North Carolina, pound cake was one of the most common desserts among the American pioneers who settled in the state. And not until the 20th century, when baking equipment and directions became simplified, was baking a cake considered easy. So yes, pound cakes are yummy. They are sweet, moist, and dense, but rather light, and can be served with fresh fruit. However, they are just as tasty eaten plain and don't need any frosting or glaze, not even powdered sugar dusting. I like a little a la mode chocolate ice cream, to be exact. Something about baking a pound cake brings out the creativity in us with our choice of added ingredients. A fun option to consider is orange or lemon extract. And we've seen people add fresh orange juice and orange zest to their flour mix too. Oh, delicious. And nothing beats the taste of a pound cake. If you're new to the goodness of pound cakes, imagine what a battered mix of butter, sugar, and flour, topped off with eggs and baked at 350 degrees can do to your taste buds. Next time we will see National Pound Cake Day will be Tuesday in 2025. Stay tuned for that one in another year, as they say. All right. And that's a look at what holiday is today. It's 37 before the half hour. When we come back, we'll have more of DMS 3000 news, including our first article about monotasking and why it's better than multitasking. More DMS 3000 news right after this.
So how's the family?
Talking me out of house and home, that's how. Ouch. I keep hearing about that Metro PCS family plan.
What, do you mean the one that's supposed to let your family talk all they want without having to share minutes? That one?
Yeah, what? It's not a real...
No, I'm just... Come on. Does anything that amazing ever turn out to be true?
Yeah, I guess not.
A family plan so good it sounds like make-believe. Add 4 unlimited lines for just $100 a month. Metro PCS.
Hello.
Unlimit yourself.
The adult world is designed to keep us moving. And while this may make us more efficient, it's not exactly a party. Luckily, technology has produced a cure. It's called a Game Boy, the personal game-playing system from Nintendo, with lots of sports, action, and puzzle games to choose from. And it comes with a puzzle game Tetris. It could change your outlook.
I'm sorry, sir. Your flight's been delayed.
Cool. Game Boy by Nintendo. Have you had your fun today?
Now you're playing with power. Portable power.
Man, when they see me wearing this Thai costume, they're gonna have to give me some of that delicious Thai cashew chicken from Panda Express.
When they see you in that getup, my friend, they're gonna lock you up and toss the key.
Eddie, all your negative energy is really starting to affect my palong. That's Thai for mood.
Really? Well, what's Thai for cuckoo?
Thai cashew chicken is back. White meat chicken breast, fresh vegetables, and crunchy cashews, all tossed in a sizzling wok. Enjoy a taste of Thailand, only at Panda Express.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone now through January 12th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating. Always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Plus, work out anytime with most clubs open 24 hours. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
This jar is in almost every country in the world. That's because in every country in the world, there are beautiful women who want to stay beautiful. And what's in this jar has helped more beautiful women stay beautiful than any other beauty cream in the world. The cream in this jar is cold cream. The name on this jar is Pond's. Pond's Cold Cream. It helps make the world more beautiful.
This is a pearl. It's one of the simplest, loveliest forms in nature. I like the idea of nature. You know, being natural in everything, especially my hair. So I use liquid Prel. It lathers like mad and then rinses out completely. It leaves no deposits in my hair. All it leaves is the shine, the glow, the natural beauty of hair itself. Liquid Prel for natural beauty. Like my pearl.
All right, welcome back to DMS 3000 News. We're ready for our first article of today. And this is an interesting one. You know, if you've done multitasking before, why not try something different like monotasking and why it might be better for you? Jason Wilson is going to tell us about monotasking, and it makes you more productive and it's healthier for your brain. But what is it? Well, as I write this, I'm also checking email from colleagues, receiving text messages from my kids, getting notifications from my boss, searching Google on future article topics, posting a funny meme in a group chat, and making coffee. It's a classic multitasking situation. It's also completely unproductive. I can't focus. Enter monotasking. But what is it exactly? Well, read on to find out more about the new way to work on improving your concentration and time management skills. Now, monotasking is pretty straightforward, focusing on one task at a time, but that's harder than it sounds. The monotasking approach to time management encourages short, concrete tasks that are the sole focus of your attention for a block of time. Now, researchers say the goal of monotasking is to achieve deep work. This deep work is the ability to focus on a demanding task and one that requires more concentration, and to do that without distractions for an extended period of time. Monotasking, in the end, is really about rethinking the way we work and changing our existing habits and mindsets. Recent studies show that multitasking actually makes you a little dumber. According to a study by the Institute of Psychiatry at the University of London, emailing or looking at social media while talking on the phone actually lowers a person's IQ more significantly than losing a night's sleep, smoking cannabis, or watching hours of mindless television. Chronic multitasking can actually decrease the gray matter density in parts of your brain. Multitasking also takes a huge toll on productivity. This is because when we multitask, we are constantly task switching, causing a switch cost, which is the time it takes to adjust to a new task. According to the American Psychological Association, task switching over time can decrease productivity by as much as 40%. And although switch costs may be relatively small, sometimes just a few tenths of a second per switch, they can add up to large amounts when people switch repeatedly back and forth between tasks, said the APA. Multitasking may seem efficient on the surface, but may actually take more time in the end and involve more errors. So how do you start? Well, go up. Monotasking. No multitasking. Number 1, practice the deep work. Well, instead of working in short bursts of 15 to 20 minutes, set aside 2 to 4 hours each day to tackle a single project with no interruptions, says Brian Adib, Chief Wellness Officer of Rush University System for Health in Inc. magazine. This alone is almost guaranteed to lower your work stress. Monotasking is just as much as about eliminating distractions as it is about focusing. Shut down your phones, apps, or anything else that sends notifications. Block out time slots on your calendar and set team communications to do not disturb. Listen to white noise, background noise, or instrumental music without lyrics. Use headphones if necessary. And sometimes the worst distraction is our own well-intentioned desire to be productive. Inc. magazine suggests getting to the deep work by asking 2 important questions. What could I do today that will bring me a sense of meaning and purpose? And what are the 2 most important things I can do today that would have the greatest impact? Build your work around that day and around the answers to those questions. Interesting. Whether it's early in the morning or right after lunch, or late at night, everyone has times of the day when they're more productive. And once you identify your peak performance time, guard it. Schedule your deep work during those peak times. And try to remember what Adib told Inc. magazine. At the end of our lives, no one will remember how quickly we responded to emails, and no one on their deathbed asks for more time to sit through another budget meeting. Instead, we look for more time to do and experience the things that give us meaning and a sense of purpose. This is at the core of monotasking. It is about rethinking the way we work so that we can more meaningfully engage with our environment. There you have it, friends. A great article by Jason Wilson, who is the senior writer at Reader's Digest. He has covered travel, culture, food, and drinks for more than 2 decades, and is the author of 3 books on wine and spirits, including Godforsaken Grapes and Booze Hound. He's written for the Washington Post, the New York Times, the New Yorker, Travel Plus, Leisure, and many other publications. He's had a pizza, a breakfast sandwich, and a dessert named after him in 3 different countries. Wow. So if you're in those 3 different countries, the Jason Wilson is your type of food, I guess. Thank you, Jason, for that great article. And that takes us to 45 minutes to the hour. It's 4:46. Do you know where your kids are? We'll be back with more with the next article, which is, this is the profession people trust the most. If you're in this profession, you are the most trustworthy person you ever could be to anybody that is a client of yours. We'll be back with more DMS 3000 News right after this.
Oh, wow. Pizza. Who delivered?
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Oh, it's still hot. Delivery guy must have flown here.
Nobody flew anywhere. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
DiGiorno?
DiGiorno Rising Crust Pizza is a whole new kind of frozen pizza. Its crust rises and bakes up fresh like pizzeria pizza.
Wow, tons of toppings, too. I hope you tipped the guy.
Yeah, $50.
What?
You're so cute.
Stop it.
For fresh baked pizza at home, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
You ever notice you can't really smell your own breath?
Hi, Tim. Problem, Tim?
You can smell other people's breath, but not your own, even though it's right under your nose. So you search for fresh, clean breath, or face the consequences.
Hey, guys.
Want fresh, clean breath? Get the only mint with Redson, and be certain with Certs.
Cherry Coke, just out and outrageous.
Cherry Coca-Cola.
Check it out and find out. Taste is what it's all about. Outrageously smooth, outrageously light. Cherry makes it wild, Coca-Cola makes it right. Cherry Coke, outrageous.
gorgeous.
You gotta get dirty. You know, if you go through life just sticking to the roads, and if you're designed to be off-road, then use it. Getting dirty's tons of the fun. I think it's a mental cleansing, if you will, cleaning your insides while dirtying your outsides. And that's what Chevron with Techron's all about. It helps keep my engine clean and emissions low.
No gasoline cleans your engine better than Chevron with Techron. Chevron, simply smarter.
Man, what a rush.
Hi, I'm your conscience. No, really, I am. Listen, I wouldn't give that to the kids if I were you. You see, you expect a conscience to say no to things that taste extra good, but not anymore. Drake's Cakes, good as always, and better than ever. No tropical oils, low cholesterol, or even no cholesterol, and low sodium. So when the kids ask for a Drake's Cake, I can say, go for it, Mom. Is this gonna be fun or what?
Hey, look at this.
What?
Save nearly $750.
With that kind of money, we could fly south.
Except we don't migrate.
No, I'm talking actually fly. Sit back, relax, maybe work on my novel, and I won't forget the little birds out there. Actually, yes, I will.
Wow, money changed you.
Just keeping it real. Do people still say that?
Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds to spend on whatever you dream up.
So 130 is back, and we're ready for another great, another great article here. So let's take a look at it. I know this one is going to be interesting. A handshake, right? Well, you may be surprised at these survey results that rank some of the most common professions that people trust the most. Emily DeNuzzo is going to tell you about some of these professions, and if you happen to be in this profession, you are amongst the trustworthy. People want to have faith in the products they buy, such as the ones from the annual Reader's Digest Trusted Brand Survey, the people they employ, and the information they read. Having a good reputation is a big part of that trust. In the workplace, some professions are more reputable than others. A Gallup poll gave a rating for 15 occupations in terms of honesty and ethical standards after asking people to rate all the professions as highly honest and ethical, average, or low. Unsurprisingly, 89% of people ranked the honesty and ethical standards of nurses as high or very high, and this isn't the first time nurses topped the poll. In fact, they've been consistently ranking at the top for 19 years. Medical professionals are trusted across the board, Forbes reports. In fact, 3 out of the top 5 most trusted professions are in the medical field. Doctors come in at number 2 after nurses, and pharmacists rank at number 4. The other professions in the top 5 are teachers and police officers. Coming in third place with a whopping 75% of people believing their ethics are very high is grade school teachers. This is a 9-point improvement from their most recent rating back in 2017. Now, it is believed that this major increase is a direct result of the coronavirus pandemic, as many teachers faced unprecedented challenges while teaching over Zoom. At the bottom of the pack are salespeople, members of Congress, and advertising practitioners. Only 8% of the people view salespeople as honest and ethical. So if you want to outsmart a car salesperson, here are some handy tips. And although the list changes from year to year, many professionals like nurses are regular repeats. In fact, the only time nurses didn't top this list since their 1999 edition was in 2001. Firefighters topped the list that year after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Pharmacists and clergy members were also frequently the most highly rated professionals for their ethics before 1999 per the poll. And some of these rankings make sense, while others might be a bit surprising. Read on to learn about some of the most trusted brands of 2020. And there you have it. Great article by Emily DeNuzzo. She's a former staff writer at Reader's Digest. There's a 90% chance Emily is drinking tea right now, but when she's not writing about food and health with a cuppa by her side, you can find her lifting at the gym, listening to murder mystery podcasts, and liking one too many astrology memes. Thank you, Emily. So I must say, if you're a nurse, a doctor, in the medical field, you are about the most trusted person ever. Pharmacists, yes, you should trust them, because they're the ones that can tell you how much expensive or cheap your prescription is going to be. And then if you want to chew them out later, well, go right ahead, because then, hey, if you had a bad experience at the doctor's office, 10 to 1, you're probably going to have a bad experience when you get to the pharmacy. Okay? Well, the third article coming up in our look is 10 things you should always do on a Monday. We'll look at that when we come back. It's 6 minutes to 5 o'clock right here at DMS 3000 News and the David 3000 Network. And back right after this.
We can always depend on the Kaminskis to count us.
Oh, boy, do I love this Serta mattress.
Oh no, they got a Serta too?
Oh, I like this
Hey,
Serta.
I know that voice.
So nice, so comfortable, so... Oh.
Traitor. Hey, you comfortable now?
You'll feel the difference the moment you lie down. Serta, we make the world's best mattress.
TGI Friday's famous sizzling entrees that you know and love, like chicken, shrimp, and cheese, just got even hotter. With new delicious tastes like whiskey flat iron steak and the tastiest sizzling street noodles. Hurry in. Now starting at only $10. We bring the sizzle like no other. New sizzling entrees starting at $10. TGI Fridays, the home of endless apps. Endless apps every night, 9 p.m. to close.
Hello, this is Jay with some Dorito storage suggestions for all you parents. Look, right now you're probably hiding that extra bag of Cool Ranch Doritos someplace real original, like behind the refrigerator or above the fondue pot. Look, the trick is to hide Doritos tortilla chips someplace kids never go, like near the lawnmower, behind a book, or in back of any album recorded before 1964. So parents, think these things out and crunch all you want. We'll make more. Parents out of the room? Good. Okay, kids, here's the deal. Look, when you're looking for an extra bag of Cool Ranch Doritos, remember, lawnmower, book, or any album recorded before 64. So go where you've never gone before and crunch all you want. We'll make more.
I am the Burger King.
I love this place.
Dinner. It's a whole new thing, and it's happening at Burger King. Yeah, come in. I ordered the dinner basket thing. I want the dinner basket with the chicken. Oh, I go and get my own drink. Come here. I'll give you popcorn just to chill with. I got the popcorn. Right now it's time for table service. I am psyched. Burger King, dinner basket, table service. 30 only one. Working up the appetite outside of Big King. I'm thinking about the chicken or the shrimp, the steak or the Whopper, baked potato or the fries, slaw or the salad. You decide. Chicken, steak, Whopper, shrimp. So then they bring your food out in 4 to 8, and they wait on you. All right, what do you think about this whole concept, man? Table service. They bring it right out to you and serve you. Very good. And he's dipping it and... Very good. It's good, isn't it? It's your way, right away.
I love this place.
Thanks.
Carvel ice cream. Carvel ice cream. We make fresh ice cream every day at Carvel's. America's freshest ice cream every way at Carvel's. Fresh Carvel's ice cream.
All right, welcome back to DMS 3000 News. Here we go with our third article of the day. And boy, this is an interesting one. I really looked at it. Juliana LaBianca is going to tell us about 10 things you should always do on a Monday. Well, fitting for today's look at Monday things to do. From scheduling a surgery to buying a house, the first day of the week offers significant perks. Well, most of the time people think Sunday is the first day of the week, but for most it's Monday because Monday through Friday is the typical work day. So here's what you should do. First thing up is fill your gas tank. Yeah. If you drove a lot over the weekend and need to fill your tank, wait until Monday morning to hit the gas station. If you do, you'll almost definitely get a better deal, according to research from Popular Mechanics. And while the exact prices and best days vary by state, the overwhelming majority listed Mondays and Tuesdays as the cheapest days to buy gas. Of course, if you're driving by the station later in the week and see a price drop, feel free to deviate from this pattern. This is the best time of year to buy absolutely everything. Number 2 is start a diet. Well, I've already done that, and I'm already 14 weeks in. I'm on week 15. But it says no matter how tired you are on a Monday morning, you've got to admit the first day of the week provides a built-in opportunity to start anew. That feeling is particularly helpful when it comes to starting a diet, according to the Healthy. The trick is in not tiring of your new plan by Wednesday. And if you do fall off the wagon, don't wait till the following Monday to restart. Jump right back in the next morning. Read more about the best and worst days to start a diet. Number 3, schedule a surgery. Yeah, researchers already know that the morning is the safest time of the day to go under the knife. It's when hospital staffs are most alert and least likely to make a mistake. That same earlier is better approach applies to days of the week as well. The risk of death after undergoing a non-emergency surgery is lowest on Monday and goes up every day of the week thereafter, according to a report in the British Medical Journal. But don't panic if your surgeon has spots only on Tuesday or Thursday. The increase is a mere fraction of a percent, from 1% on Monday to 1.44% on Friday. We probably can't help you get a deal on healthcare, but here are the cheapest days of the week to do anything. Number 4, gossip with your coworkers. The Monday blues are real, and scientists guess that one reason we get them might date back to caveman days. Humans are social animals, and to feel happy, we need to feel comfortable in our place in a tribe, so to speak, writes Mental Floss. Even after just 2 days away, according to scientists, we need to make sure our place in our work environment is secure. Gossiping with your coworkers is an important part of gearing up for the work week. And if you don't do this, you might feel out of sorts. It's an interesting idea, and at the very least, you'll value the catch-up time. Before you start sharing secrets, however, you'll want to look out for the signs you can't trust your coworker. And like myself, dining out is a good thing to do on Mondays because Mondays are stressful enough without the need to prepare a homemade meal and deal with the resulting dishes. Let someone else handle the cooking and enjoy the fact that Mondays offer the best deals at restaurants according to NASDAQ. And that's very true. If you like Romano's Macaroni Grill as much as I do, if you sign up for their email, they will give you an email list and tell you there's a buy one, get one free almost every Monday. Go for the chicken parm, by the way. Yeah. After the weekend, which is the busiest time of the weekend for restaurants, they're likely to offer a discount or promotion to keep diners coming through the doors. If you want to stack the savings, go out a little earlier and take advantage of happy hour deals in addition to any Monday promotions. Just don't make any of these common restaurant etiquette mistakes either. Buying a house is another good thing to do on a Monday. Yeah, if you're in the market for a new home, you'll want to be strategic with the day of the week you close the deal. It could mean major savings or major losses. Monday is the best day to close, according to MoneyWise. People who seal the deal then tend to get prices that are an average 2.3% below market value. Thursdays are the worst. Closing then will get you a price just 1% below market value. Experts say it's because sellers are less likely to get amazing offers early in the week, which means they're more inclined to consider mediocre ones. If you like to invest in the stock market, well, there are many things you need to know before investing in stocks, including that the key is to buy low and sell high. And it turns out, because of a slew of market factors, stocks have a tendency to drop on Mondays. That's bad if you plan to sell, but if you're in the market to add to your portfolio, you're likely to snag a bargain. Number 7, where are we? Hello. Number 8. Okay, number 8, wash your hands. Should be doing that every day. For one reason or another, and we won't begin to speculate, Mondays are the most common day of the week for calling in sick. In fact, according to one British study, more than a third of all sick days take place on the first day of the week. It's hard to say whether that's because Monday is truly the day you're most likely to fall ill, or because a stunning number of folks want a 3-day weekend. Whatever it is, we'll leave you with this advice. On Mondays and every day, wash your hands. You'll also want to be sure to wash your hands immediately after touching these 10 things, God willing. Number 9, head to the gym. Yeah, I was trying to do that this morning. Failed again. For similar reasons that Monday is a great day to start a new diet, it's also the perfect opportunity to hit your goals at the gym. The Atlantic found that Monday is the most popular day of the week for gym goers. And while that might mean you have to wait in line for the best machines, it also means you'll start your week on a healthy footing. We can't argue with that. Of course, with Monday being the busiest day at the gym, you want to be extra careful to avoid any faux pas. Steer clear of these 16 things never to do at the gym. And finally, make that to-do list, the ultimate to-do list. Yes, when it comes to goal setting, what better day of the week to lay things out than on a Monday? Research published in Psychological Science suggests that we may be more likely to follow through with our professional goals if we start on a Monday rather than a Thursday. And while there are a ton of ways to make the perfect to-do list, we like this goal-setting idea from Peter Goska. I make it a point to set one new and aggressive personal goal for the week, such as trying a new exercise, reading a book, or learning a new song on the guitar, he writes on Inc. The point is to provide you motivation during your busy week to pursue an interest that you enjoy outside of work. And now that you know what to do on a Monday, check out the 10 morning habits of all highly successful people. And you can click on that part right here like that and be able to go to a different article. Thank you very much. Who was that, by the way, that gave us those 10 ideas? And now I got to scroll up here. Oh, boy. It was Juliana LaBianca. Thank you very much, Juliana, for that great article. And now, getting ready. It is 5 minutes after 5 o'clock. Time for our daily motivator of the day. And I have yet to find the Women in History, a good one for that reason. So I don't have that information with me today, but we'll continue to look at articles and probably give you some great women in history as well. Okay, the Daily Motivator is up next. Also, too, I want to let you know that this Wednesday, Brian Snow will take over DMS 3000 News for the day, as that will be episode number 132 at 4 p.m. here on StreamYard. He will be leading the pack. He did a fantastic job the last time, so we're going to have him ready to go for this edition of DMS 3000 News on Wednesday. And then next Wednesday, Mark Leota will take over the reins, and he did a fantastic job. And then Brandon Martin will do the DMS show on the Wednesday, the 20th. So I have my 3 great co-hosts getting an opportunity to host a weekly edition, their weekly edition. And I get to spend some time with my mom as well. We might go to an early dinner, or I might be able to extend my time. But whatever the case, we've got 3 great substitute hosts for you for the next 3 weeks. And they'll do a great job because I know they've done this before. So they're pretty comfortable with the format. Okay, it's time to now look at the motivator of the day. Here it is, Ralph Marston, today, Monday, March 4th, 2024, and title is called Problems and Opportunities. All right, let me fix this up. Okay, now, every ending is followed by a new beginning. With every disappointment comes a fresh opportunity for success. In every mistake, you get a valuable lesson to be learned. Every setback places you in a new position from which to move forward. And along with every frustration comes the energy to move to a higher level of achievement. Every challenge compels you to develop a new strategy for taking action. And with every time of darkness comes the chance to make a difference by shining your own special light. With every sadness comes a deeper appreciation for the joys that life can hold. Every difficulty can push you upward to a new level of strength. Every loss provides an increased determination to win. And though life has many pitfalls and problems, there can be a positive side to nearly every one of them. Choose to see and live that positive reality, and no problem will be a problem for long. Great daily motivator there, Ralph Marston. Once again, he gives us a great hope and encouragement for the beginning of the week. And like I said, we'll have the daily motivator, of course, here toward the end of our program to let you go in a positive way. I'm Jason Icanio, thanking you very much for this edition of DMS 3000 News. We'll have more great articles tomorrow on episode 131. And, of course, the Daily Motivator with, of course, what holiday is today. All that tomorrow. I'm Jason Icanio. Once again, I probably said that before, but I'll say it again. I'm Jason Icanio. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. Have a great rest of the evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Gary Dawson Network for more great content like this one.